Hello friends, in our previous videos we have discussed a lot about the terms patriotism and nationalism. Especially in the Indian context, these both words have a lot of meanings. I might have mentioned in the previous videos that certain terms related to social sciences keep changing their meanings from region to region and from time to time. Ism is nothing but a school of thought. Isms also have various versions, just like patriotism and nationalism. Whenever someone criticizes the government today, he is labeled as anti-nationalist. We see that patriotic status and stories are put by social media users at the time of national festivals. Many of you might have thought then as to what these words mean. Today in this video, let us look at the meaning of both these words, how they differ from each other, and are they bad or good for a country. Before we move ahead, please subscribe to the Upfront and press the bell icon to get notification of all our updates. I'm Nihal Muhammad and you're watching the Upfront. What is patriotism? Literally speaking, patriotism on one hand is the love for the country to the extent of willingness to sacrifice for the cause of the country. Patriotism is an attachment to a homeland, the love and adoration for the place where an individual is born, brought up, and the nation that place belongs to. These attachments can be related to ethnic, cultural, political, or historical. For each country, patriotism may be different. In the Indian context, patriotism cannot be expressed in one particular way because just like the Indian society is not homogeneous, patriotism also cannot be. To understand what patriotism means in the Indian context, we have to look back at the constitutional values upon which our country is built. If patriotism is to become superior to all devotions and deeds, then it should mean to safeguard the dignity and pride of the country. Patriotism is to give your all for the honor and unity of your country. Patriotism is a positive feeling. What is nationalism? Nationalism literally means the desire of a group of people who share the same race, culture, language, etc. to form an independent country. It is a feeling of love or pride for your own country, a feeling that your country is better than any other. Originally, nationalism was an ideology based on the premise that an individual's loyalty and devotion to one's country should come above the interests and opinions of other citizens or the interests of a certain group of citizens. But during the Indian freedom struggle, the idea of Indian nationalism took various definitions. Our founding fathers like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Azad strongly believed and dedicated themselves to the idea of India, which the poet Raghupati Sahai Firaq Gorakhpuri described in his immortal couplet, Sarzamine Hind पर अकवारे आलम के फिराक काफिले आते गए और हिंदुस्तान बनता रहा, which translates as on the soil of Hindustan, O Firaq, caravan from all over the world kept coming, and so was Hindustan made. The idea of Indian nationalism was about a group of people who believed in inclusivity and not exclusivity. It wouldn't be wrong if I say that India was a home to various sub-nationalisms, making way for one nationalism for common good. But recently, the right-wing groups in India, led by the RSS, have tried to redefine Indian nationalism in a dangerous way. The efforts to bring together a majority of people as Hindu and the rest as others is the new definition of Indian nationalism. This definition can be very dangerous. Patriotism versus nationalism. As I have already said, India is not a homogeneous society. This said, it directly means that Indians do not hold a single opinion about any point. If even 4 Indians are together, you may get 4 diverging viewpoints on an issue. Expecting every citizen of India to be united at all times, agreeing to a rational stand, would be idealistic and impractical. After the advent of social media, people have started being more vocal regarding national issues, and a group has started to portray another group which holds different opinions as anti-nationalist in the garb of being patriotic or loving one's country. Patriotism and nationalism are indeed similar. Patriotism encompasses a set of concepts closely related to those of nationalism. An excess of patriotism in the defense of a nation is called chauvinism or jingoism. The difference between patriotism and nationalism is simple. A patriot loves his country and is proud of it for what it does, whereas a nationalist loves his country and is proud of his country no matter what it does. Quite clearly, patriotism nurtures a feeling of responsibility in the citizens, while nationalism breeds blind arrogance or ignorance, and often that leads to a war. Many great thinkers have spoken about the dangers of nationalism and excessive patriotism. Let me end this video with some works of the great poet Rabindranath Tagore. Tagore had written in his 1916 novel The Home and the World that to serve my country, but my worship I reserve for right, which is far greater than country. To worship my country as a god is to bring curse upon it. India, he argued, didn't have a real sense of nationalism, and noted that even though from childhood I have been taught the idolatry of nation is almost better than reverence for God and humanity, I believe I have outgrown that teaching, and it is my conviction that my countrymen will gain truly their India by fighting against that education which teaches them that a country is greater than the ideals of humanity. With these words, hoping that you have enough intellect to choose between right and wrong, I bid off. If you like the content we provide, please subscribe to the Upfront and press the bell icon to get notification of all our updates. Please share our videos and educate others. Thank you.